Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before we begin this video, don't forget to give it a like. It truly encourages us to keep sharing beneficial content, inshallah. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and turn on notification bell so you won't miss our future videos on faith, spirituality, and Islamic reminders. Barakallahu feekum. May Allah bless you, and enjoy the video. When Allah is bringing two people back together, He often sends signs that resonate deeply within the heart and soul. These signs may come in subtle ways, gently nudging your awareness toward the divine plan unfolding. It is through these spiritual confirmations that Allah reassures you that the reunion you seek is not by chance, but by His will and mercy. One of the most profound ways Allah communicates His plan is through feelings, deep emotions stirring inside, sometimes inexplicable, that bring a sense of hope and calmness amid uncertainty. You might find your heart racing or your spirit lifted at unexpected moments, signaling that something greater is moving behind the scenes. This stirring is not merely emotional, but a divine whisper guiding you to trust in His timing and wisdom. Dreams hold a special place in Islamic spirituality as gateways to divine messages. When Allah intends to reunite two souls, He may send vivid dreams to one or both parties, offering glimpses of the future or reassurance of what is to come. These dreams often contain symbols of unity, peace, or closeness, images that bring comfort and strengthen faith. They might include scenes of meeting, forgiveness, or shared joy that echo the soul's deep yearning for connection. It is important to approach such dreams with an open heart and reflect on their meanings, for they serve as spiritual confirmations that Allah is orchestrating a reunion according to His perfect plan. Sometimes, you may experience sudden clarity or an inner awakening regarding the relationship. Perhaps doubts and confusion give way to understanding and acceptance. This spiritual clarity is a sign that Allah is clearing the path for you both to come together again. It might manifest as a new perspective on past challenges, an unexpected compassion toward the other person, or a strong feeling of peace about the future. Such moments are gifts from Allah, meant to prepare your heart to embrace the reunion with sincerity and grace. Another way Allah sends confirmation is through moments of divine synchronicity, those meaningful coincidences that feel too precise to be random. You might find yourself encountering reminders of the other person in daily life, hearing a particular song, or seeing a symbol that resonates deeply with your shared history. These moments act like gentle taps on the shoulder from the divine, inviting you to pay attention and trust that the reunion is near. Such synchronicities strengthen faith, encouraging patience and steadfastness as Allah's plan unfolds in its own time. Spiritual signs also appear in the form of answered prayers or sudden ease after prolonged hardship. When two souls are destined to reunite, prayers made sincerely from the heart do not go unheard. You may notice that obstacles begin to fade, conflicts soften, or situations align more favorably. This relief is not accidental. It is Allah's mercy manifesting as a confirmation that He is paving the way for your paths to cross once more. The easing of burdens and opening of doors are invitations to continue holding on to hope and faith. Sometimes, a profound sense of peace settles over your heart, even amid chaos or uncertainty. This tranquility is a spiritual sign that Allah's presence is near, calming anxieties and affirming that the reunion is part of a greater divine design. This inner calmness allows you to surrender control and trust in Allah's timing, knowing that He is the best planner. The heart that rests in Allah's peace is ready to receive the blessing of reunion without fear or hesitation. Spiritual signs may also come through the words or actions of others, friends, family, or even strangers, who unknowingly become vessels of Allah's message. They might share encouraging advice, a timely reminder, or a supportive gesture that resonates deeply with your situation. These external confirmations act as affirmations from Allah, reinforcing that you're not alone and that divine help is surrounding you. Recognizing these signs requires mindfulness and gratitude, as they often come when least expected but are powerful in their reassurance. In addition to these signs, an increase in your own spirituality and closeness to Allah is itself a form of confirmation. When Allah is working to bring two people together, He often leads them individually toward greater faith, patience, and self-reflection. This spiritual growth helps cleanse the heart of past hurts and prepares both souls for a healthier, more sincere connection. The inner transformation you experience is a sign that Allah is shaping the relationship for success and blessing. Ultimately, these spiritual signs are not meant to cause impatience or anxiety, but to inspire hope and steadfastness. They are gentle reminders that Allah's plan is at work, even when the path is unclear. By remaining attentive to these signs, nurturing your faith, and trusting in Allah's wisdom, you align yourself with the divine flow of reunion. Your role is to stay patient, maintain sincerity in your prayers, and hold on to the certainty that Allah's mercy is greater than any obstacle. Remember, Allah's timing is perfect, and His confirmations come the way best suited for you. Whether through dreams, feelings, synchronicities, answered prayers, or the peace in your heart, these spiritual signs are His way of guiding you gently back to the path where your souls will reunite. Keep your heart open and your faith strong, for the reunion Allah is preparing is a beautiful manifestation of His infinite love and wisdom. When Allah is bringing two souls back together, one of the most profound confirmations can be found in the emotional and behavioral changes that take place within both individuals. These changes often happen quietly and gradually, yet they carry deep significance, reflecting the divine guidance and healing at work behind the scenes. The heart begins to soften, bitterness starts to fade, and a new willingness to forgive and reconcile emerges. These shifts are not just random fluctuations of mood, but are spiritual transformations that indicate Allah is paving the way for reunion. One of the first signs of Allah's guidance in this process is the calming of previously turbulent emotions. Where once there might have been anger, resentment, or confusion, a growing sense of peace takes root. This peace is a gift from Allah, who knows the heaviness bitterness carries in the heart and wishes to replace it with mercy and compassion. When you find yourself suddenly able to think about the other person without pain or hostility, or when old wounds no longer trigger harsh feelings, it is a clear indication that Allah is preparing both hearts for a fresh start. This inner peace helps you let go of past grudges and opens the door to sincere reconciliation. Along with emotional calmness, an important behavioral change is the natural increase in patience and understanding toward one another. Even if the wounds run deep, you might notice a surprising softness in how you perceive the other person's flaws or mistakes. Where you might have previously judged harshly or held on to pride, a newfound humility and empathy begin to grow. This shift is crucial because Allah's plan for reunion requires the dismantling of barriers such as ego and stubbornness. When you catch yourself being more forgiving or willing to listen, it is a reflection of the spiritual work Allah is doing in your heart to ready it for harmony. Another emotional confirmation comes in the form of renewed hope and longing, not out of desperation or attachment, but from a place of faith. This hope is different from wishful thinking. It is a quiet confidence that Allah's mercy will prevail and that the reunion is part of a greater divine plan. You may find your thoughts gently returning to the other person, not with anxiety or doubt, but with a hopeful expectation that what is meant to be will come to pass. This emotional shift is a powerful sign that your heart is aligning with Allah's will and that the barriers between you are beginning to dissolve. Behaviorally, you might also notice subtle but meaningful changes in how you carry yourself around others and in your daily life. Perhaps you become more mindful in your words, more conscious of your actions, and more deliberate in seeking peace rather than conflict. These changes are not only for the sake of the relationship, but are part of your personal spiritual growth. Allah is guiding you to become a better version of yourself, one capable of maintaining a healthy and blessed connection. This transformation prepares you not only to reunite, but to sustain that union with kindness and wisdom. Sometimes, these emotional and behavioral shifts are accompanied by a growing sense of forgiveness that surprises even yourself. Forgiveness is often one of the most difficult steps on the path to reunion because it requires releasing pain and relinquishing the desire for retribution. But when Allah is bringing two hearts together, He lightens the burden of past hurts, allowing forgiveness to blossom. This does not mean forgetting or denying the past, but rather choosing to move forward with compassion and mercy. When you feel ready to forgive sincerely, it is a strong confirmation that Allah's healing is taking place within you. It is important to recognize that these changes might not happen simultaneously for both individuals. Allah's timing and process are unique for each soul. One person may begin to experience emotional peace before the other, or one may develop patience while the other is still wrestling with old wounds. This does not mean the reunion is delayed or impossible. Rather, it shows the care and wisdom in Allah's plan. Both hearts are being prepared in their own time, and the gradual nature of these shifts is part of the spiritual journey toward wholeness and union. These emotional and behavioral confirmations also serve as tests of faith. Allah often allows challenges and moments of doubt to arise, even as He guides you toward reunion. The way you respond during these times reflects your trust in His plan. When you can maintain calmness, patience, and a forgiving attitude despite difficulties, it strengthens the foundation for the relationship's return. Each step forward in emotional maturity is a sign that Allah is shaping the path and that your reunion is drawing nearer. It is essential to continue nurturing your connection with Allah during this period of change. The spiritual growth reflected in your emotions and behavior is deeply linked to your faith and devotion. Through prayer, reflection, and sincere supplication, you invite Allah's light into your heart, allowing Him to soften and transform it. This divine intervention is what enables the emotional and behavioral changes to take root and flourish. Without this connection, these shifts would be fleeting. With it, they become lasting and meaningful. Furthermore, these changes are often accompanied by an increased sense of gratitude and awareness of Allah's mercy. When you recognize how your heart is healing and opening, it becomes easier to appreciate the blessings Allah has placed in your life, including the potential reunion. Gratitude strengthens your faith and helps you remain hopeful and patient. It also reminds you that Allah's wisdom is beyond human understanding and that His timing is always perfect. In summary, the emotional and behavioral changes that occur when Allah is bringing two people back together are powerful confirmations of His divine guidance. The calming of anger, growth of patience, blossoming of forgiveness, and renewed hope all point to the spiritual work Allah is doing within both souls. These changes prepare the hearts for reunion and sustain the relationship once it is restored. They are signs not only of Allah's mercy, but also of your own spiritual growth, inviting you to trust, be patient, and continue to seek Allah's guidance with sincerity. By embracing these transformations, you align yourself with the divine plan and open the door for the beautiful reunion Allah has destined for you both. When Allah is bringing two people back together, dua, supplication, and patience play a crucial role in the process. Dua is a powerful form of communication with Allah, where one pours out their deepest hopes and fears, seeking His help and mercy. It is through sincere and consistent dua that hearts are softened, obstacles are removed, and doors to reunion begin to open. Allah listens to every prayer, especially those made with humility and faith, and responds in the way that is best for His servants, even if that response is delayed for a purpose greater than we understand. Patience is the companion of dua, and without it, the heart can become restless and doubtful. Allah's timing is perfect, and often, what we desire most takes time to manifest. The waiting period is not empty. It is a time of spiritual growth, where the believer learns trust, resilience, and reliance on Allah alone. Patience is an act of worship, showing submission to Allah's plan and wisdom, even when the outcome seems uncertain or delayed. When both individuals keep turning to Allah in prayer, asking Him to guide their hearts and bring them back together if it is good for them, it strengthens the spiritual connection between them, even if they are physically apart. This connection is not always visible, but exists on a deeper spiritual level. Through dua, the hearts are united in hope and faith, creating a bond that no worldly circumstance can break. Moreover, making dua for the other person, asking Allah to bless them, guide them, and ease their difficulties, is a sign of true love and sincerity. It removes selfishness and replaces it with compassion and goodwill. This selfless form of prayer invites Allah's mercy to flow in the relationship, paving the way for reconciliation. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us the importance of perseverance in dua and trusting Allah's plan. Sometimes, the answer to a prayer comes in unexpected ways or through gradual changes that require patience and faith. By remaining steadfast in dua and patient in the waiting, believers demonstrate their complete reliance on Allah, knowing that He is the best of planners. During this time, it is important to keep one's heart pure, avoid negative thoughts, and continue improving oneself spiritually and morally. Patience accompanied by positive action, such as seeking forgiveness, practicing kindness, and self-reflection, makes the dua more powerful and the heart more receptive to Allah's guidance. In essence, dua and patience together form a spiritual foundation upon which the reunion is built. They are not passive acts, but active demonstrations of faith and submission to Allah's will. By making heartfelt supplications and patiently awaiting Allah's decree, one aligns their soul with divine wisdom, opening the door to the blessings Allah has prepared. Trusting in this process brings peace to the heart and certainty that, when the time is right, Allah will bring both souls back together in the most beautiful way. When Allah is bringing two people back together, He often sends external signs and creates opportunities that serve as clear confirmations of His divine plan. These signs come in the form of unexpected meetings, changes in circumstances, meaningful conversations, or situations that naturally bring the two souls closer. Recognizing these external confirmations requires attentiveness and faith, as they are Allah's way of gently guiding both hearts toward reunion. One of the most common external signs is an unexpected encounter. This could be crossing paths in a place you didn't expect, receiving a message at a surprising time, or hearing about the other person through mutual connections. Such moments are not mere coincidences, but are carefully orchestrated by Allah to remind you that the reunion is near. These encounters often come with a feeling of reassurance or a sense of destiny that cannot be ignored. They reignite hope and encourage both parties to remain patient and trusting in Allah's timing. Changes in your environment or circumstances can also act as confirmations. For example, a sudden job opportunity in a different city, a new social circle, or shifts in daily routines might align perfectly to facilitate a reunion. These changes create pathways where there were previously obstacles, allowing hearts to reconnect naturally. When you notice that things around you are aligning in ways that seem too perfect to be random, it is a sign that Allah is preparing the ground for you both to come together again. Meaningful conversations are another powerful form of external confirmation. Whether through a sincere talk that resolves misunderstandings or a simple exchange filled with kindness and respect, these moments help rebuild trust and soften hearts. Sometimes, Allah uses others, friends, family members, or even strangers, to convey messages of peace, encouragement, or guidance that support the reunion process. Being open to these interactions and seeing them as part of Allah's plan helps you stay hopeful and receptive to the next steps. Additionally, situations that require cooperation or mutual support can become divine opportunities for reunion. Challenges that call for teamwork, shared responsibility, or joint decision-making can naturally bring two people closer. These moments allow both individuals to rediscover each other's strengths, build new memories, and strengthen their bond. Recognizing these opportunities as signs from Allah encourages you to embrace them with an open heart and a spirit of collaboration. It is important to remember that these external signs are not guarantees that the reunion will happen immediately or exactly as imagined. Rather, they are confirmations that Allah is guiding the process, opening doors, and softening hearts. They invite patience and trust in His perfect wisdom and timing. Sometimes, the signs appear gradually, requiring keen observation and faith to recognize their significance. Maintaining awareness of these confirmations also helps prevent despair during difficult moments. When you feel discouraged or uncertain, recalling the signs Allah has sent reminds you that the reunion is part of a divine plan unfolding beyond human control. This awareness strengthens faith, nurtures hope, and keeps your heart open to the blessings Allah has prepared. In summary, external signs and opportunities play a vital role in confirming that Allah is bringing two people back together. Unexpected meetings, environmental changes, meaningful conversations, and collaborative situations are all manifestations of Allah's mercy and guidance. By recognizing and embracing these confirmations with patience and trust, you align yourself with Allah's will and prepare your heart to welcome the reunion when the time is right. May Allah bless you and guide you to a life filled with mercy, love, and tranquility.